Hello, Erin Elizabeth, coming to you from Mysteries in Australia, here for another message, another weekly reading. And we've been talking a lot about the evolution of the soul and doing things that feed the soul, that educate us so that we can grow, and working together with others, releasing conflict, giving ourselves the rest and restoration that we need so that we've got the energy to continue having the experiences that help us on our journey and help us on our path. And so we will continue that theme again today. I have no idea what's going to come up, but we'll see together, won't we? So I'll start with my original tarot deck, my Rider-Waite tarot deck, as a way of guiding us through this reading, to see what assistance and guidance it can be for us for the week and beyond, and potentially connect us back with how we've been tracking, how have we been going, because this is a progression. This is looking back at how do we handle that, how do we feel about that. And even if we're not necessarily that pleased with how we've handled a particular situation, what are we going to make that mean? We either just go, well, that was an experience, I didn't like it, I can let that go and not repeat that. Or how much did it actually matter? What's the repair that I can do in all of that? Some questions to ponder and consider, so that we're not just always sitting in the hurt and the hardship and beating ourselves up for decisions that we made that didn't turn out to be favourable. Go, well, okay, reflect. It gave me a lesson. And what did I learn from that? Self-compassion, exactly what I've just been talking about. And this is what I love about the tarot. I just started talking. Whatever felt right to come through and connecting some of the readings that we've had before. And the very, very first card that I pull is about having some more compassion for self, standing strong in who you are, not being scared to be who you are. You certainly don't need to bully others and have the louder voice, but you can behave and act and show up with conviction in knowing who you are, but having more self-compassion for those things that you feel like you didn't handle as well as you could have or should have. So perfect, right? It just connects us with what feels right, how to honor ourselves more, and how to sit more in our truth, because we're often a lot harder on ourselves than what we are on anybody else. And if people were to, open up into your head and hear the thoughts that you have about yourself, they'd be horrified, because we don't think those things about other people as much as what we think them about ourselves. We're really our own worst critics. And when we come to ourselves with more compassion and more self-love, then we start to emit that vibration further. And what we do in raising our own vibrations and loving ourselves more has a positive impact on those people around us. And then they love themselves more, or they behave in more favourable ways, and it's got this ripple effect. But it starts with you, and it starts with you standing strong and firm in who you are and having more compassion for self when you feel like perhaps you've done the wrong thing or you haven't behaved in a way that you're proud of. Our Knight of Wands. I've done a few readings today, and I've got to say, he has shown up in every single reading today. He is full of adventure, he's full of life, he's full of joy, but he's not scared to have the adventure. He's not scared to do the thing. And so, the advice in this week is have a bit of an adventure, do something fun and exciting. You can take that into the whole week. You can take it into every day, or you can just choose a moment and go, this is my moment to do that fun thing with high energy. Go, that was enjoyable. I loved it. And I feel invigorated because of it. Doing something high energy can also give us more energy because of the excitement and feeling proud of yourself for doing it. And then being aware of catching yourself in some of those moments where you might feel stuck. You know, a Knight of Pentacles is about having patience. You've planted some seeds, you've put some things in place. Don't get stuck in the depression or a backward spiral if those things don't take off quickly. This is about having some patience. And I think that was a theme from last week or the week before, where it was about things coming to an end, you know, the conflicts coming to an end, but you need to have some patience about the steps you put into place. So this underlying current of being patient with the steps and the things that you're putting into place. So whether you've taken on a new routine, a new exercise regime, set a goal for yourself. It's not expecting to see the results immediately, but having some patience about that and having the faith that when you've done the right things, when you do the right things for the right reasons, the results do come. And I think what I would like to do now is use this Gilded Tarot. The artwork is just beautiful. So it's just so many rich messages just in the visual alone. And our self-compassion, our strength card that we started with is not being too hard on yourself. The Six of Swords, you know, is knowing that things are going to get a little bit easier, moving into smoother waters. So when you take that pressure off yourself, you take that hardship away from yourself of being cranky with yourself for decisions that you've made, then things will ease up. But when you stay stuck in that, I'm really mad with myself, or I really hate that I did that, it's going to keep showing up until you release that. So it's time to release that hating yourself for the things that the choices that you've made and the things that you've done, but looking to the solution and resolutions to move forward from that. And that means forgiving yourself. Our Knight of Wands, who's showing up in every reading, as I said, he comes with the Ace of Pentacles. So it's a new venture. It's a new venture, and it's a new practical venture. So if you know, thinking about starting a little side business, or going into business for yourself, or changing jobs, or going into a new department within your workplace because it feels more exciting and more you, and I need new experiences, this week supports that change and that newness. And then the Knight of Pentacles, where we need to be a bit patient for the seeds that we've planted, waiting for them to sprout and grow, is the Nine of Cups. So you're going to be really pleased with yourself that you had the patience. You're going to be really pleased with yourself that you started the thing, you planted the seed. So whatever you're putting into place and you have the patience for is going to result in a lot of self-love and wishes fulfilled. It'll come to fruition. Whatever you've planted will come to fruition if we have the patience. It's a tough one, right? Kind of feel like, you know, when you made the decision, I made the decision, I want to do it. I want it now. I want to see the results of it, at least, to know that it was the right thing to do. So this is faith coming in, the patience that you made the right decision. It will come to fruition. And finishing off now here with our Light Seers Tarot, just to fill out the full message and the full meaning of it all. Some beautiful, vibrant cards here for our message for this week. 1, 2, and 3. The Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, you know, this compassion for self And when you have that compassion for yourself, you're moving into smoother waters, the mental load starts to ease up, and it frees up the mind for you to then go, I've got some options and some choices in which direction I'd like to move, because you're not stuck in the hardship of beating yourself up. You've released yourself from whatever you're beating yourself up about. It frees up the mental front, and now you've got some options. Now you can see the directions in which you can flow that you were originally cut off from while you were beating yourself up. Okay, and that can be applied to a whole variety of areas in your life, but looking to releasing yourself from the hardship of beating yourself up, to allow the things to get smoother and easier on the mental front, and free up your thinking so that you can see what is possible. Because whatever you have been beating yourself up about is preventing options from becoming available. Getting goosebumps on that one. So there's lots that I could say about that, but I feel like the message is there, and you're going to connect the dots for yourself, because it's going to be different for each of you. All right, our high energy Knight of Wands with the new experience. You've got the energy for the new experience, and you need the new experience to feel alive and feel energized, is the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is really family oriented. It's very in love, and for family love, family connections, people from your past coming back. This gives me feelings of like being in a family business, or starting your own little business, and it being with a close friend or family member, like really close knit. That's what it feels like. It feels like it really feels work related. It really feels like making work essentially a part of your family, where you have a work family and you have a home family, and that those people in your workplace, and honoring who they are to you. Often we spend more time with the people we work with than we do the family that we reside with. Being thankful and grateful for who is in your life, in your workplace, and being grateful for that. We don't always get along with everybody that we work with, and some people are there for a lesson, to help us to grow, help us to resolve conflict and stand up for ourselves, and others are just, I can't wait to get to work to tell, this particular person, what happened. Or I just need some extra support. I know they're going to listen to me. Like, it's an additional family sort of situation. It's your work family. And the amount of times I've heard people say, oh, that's my work husband, or that's my work wife. Because there's a relationship there of trust and build up over time, especially if you've been in a workplace for quite some time. They know a lot, potentially, about you and about your life, and there's trust and camaraderie. So it's being thankful for that, and looking at where you can have that and bring that more into your own work environment. That's what it's feeling like in this particular reading. And to round this off with the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So having the patience will get the reward, the wishes fulfilled, and really being loving of yourself for having the patience and trusting the process is our Page of Swords. So good news comes. Good news comes from this, and new fresh ideas come from it. So it starts and sparks something even more, and generates more ideas and more possibilities. And so whatever this seed is that you planted just gives more, and gives more. So it's the gift that keeps giving. So really, really have the faith and trust that the seeds you have planted for the goals that you would like to achieve are favourable. And so if you haven't done this yet, this is a good week to plant a seed. Plant a seed. What is it that you want to do? Plant the seed, get something started, but be willing to have the faith and trust and patience for it to come to fruition, because it will, and it will just generate more. Well, very different style of reading than what we've had in the previous weeks. And it's really then about running your own race, making your own choices and decisions. You know, we've let go of the conflict, we've let go of the hardship on ourselves. And now we're really looking at having the faith in the choices that we make, standing our ground and being true to who we are, because there's greater rewards because of that. Whew. Okay. One to seal the deal. Raise Your Vibrations by Kyle Gray. And I've used this one before, but I do love it. And this one here wants to bring it home. Let your inner fire warm you, but not burn you. Let your inner fire warm you, but not burn you. So have enough energy and have enough faith for that energy to carry you forward without overdoing it. You know, without having to put, in 11 out of 10 effort, but just let it keep ticking along and let it feel good. Well, what a very, the word just went from me. Well, it actually, it's right here, very warming reading. That's what it feels like, a very warming reading. It's not super exciting and it's not, looking out for other people. It's very much about you and you having the faith in yourself to set the direction, plant seeds, and have some self-compassion. And that means not being too hard on yourself for when things don't quite work out, or you're maybe made a decision that you're not ending up being happy with. So I'll leave you with that. And from Mysteries in Penrith, Australia, we give you big love for the week and beyond. Mwah!